Today, something told me that I needed to make a video about the topic of rejection to learn some mindset shifts that are going to help you move on quicker, see things in a different light, and to help yourself to grow, find more joy and peace in your life because you just switched your perspective about something and it helped you to have a new way of looking at the world around you. Now, personally, I don't really believe in rejection. I see rejection as a form of protection and an opportunity to learn. Now, what do I mean by that? Let me make it very clear. Yes, no exists. Yes, when someone says no, a door closes. But where a door closes, another door opens. When we look at the doors that open for us, a lot of the times when we look back in the future, we'll realize that those doors that closed to protect us and to protect the person or the organization or the opportunity that almost came into our life, but that came into our life as potentially being for work or a client to build a relationship with someone, whether that be friendship, a romantic relationship, etc., or a work relationship, etc. Right? So we start to see rejection as protection. We start to realize that sometimes there's things that we don't see in that moment, which is why we're being protected for what's actually gonna work for us. There's a lot of times wherein we have a specific personality, we have a specific way of going about things, we have a specific energy, we have a specific mindset, and we have a specific way in which our life works for us. And how I see it is that every person that walks around, every organization that functions has a specific way of being and affecting someone or something. Sometimes there is a mismatch, and that mismatch can show up in the form of rejection. So you get rejected for a job, you get rejected by a friend, you get rejected by a date, you get rejected by a opportunity that you really were looking forward to. It's okay for you to feel those emotions of rejection because it does impact you emotionally, it can. However, when we start to shift the perspective towards there's a reason for it. What can I learn from this? What does it say about what I need? How can I move forward? But also, how is that maybe not the right thing for me? And what actually the more important question is, what would fit better, right? And then we start to see what happened or what didn't happen, specifically what didn't happen, as a protection towards us in our lives. And that's something to be grateful for because it inevitably creates space for what is right for us. We all have a specific way of showing up. We all have a specific tolerance for energy. I'm talking in a very biological and emotional sense. Energetically, meaning that we all have a different capacity for food intake. We all have a different capacity in how we recharge when we sleep. So as a biological being, right, made up of cells, living organism, we all have different tolerances for stress, for change, and our personality also obviously contributes to that. We all have different boundaries, and these are all separate factors that impact how much energy we have to do certain things in a day, and our personal also impact how much energy we have for specific type of things. If you are a person that is naturally very assertive, for example, you will do well in roles wherein assertiveness is a part of your job, so it'll be easier, so it'll cost you less energy. Whereas if you are someone that assertiveness is not a very natural thing to you yet, yes, it's a skill you can learn, however, it will cost you more energy in the beginning to be assertive or to become assertive. And so when you experience a door closing, sometimes there's things in that experience that you didn't foresee, that you can't foresee. But what you can foresee and ask yourself is, okay, if these are the things that I contribute to a position, to a client, to a relationship, naturally these are the things that cost me less energy, and this is how I want to grow, so it'll cost me more energy in the beginning. However, eventually I know that I'll get there because I want to change in that way, and I know that it's good and healthy for me to change in that way, but it'll cost me some time. And in that case, maybe that same opportunity or a similar opportunity will come back, which ends up being better for you in the future. This is how I like to think, because it gives me peace, and it also helps me and allows me to see and learn from an experience what does fit and what doesn't fit, and how can I adapt, and how can I improve, and also how can I make peace with the fact that some people, some opportunities, some experiences are just not meant to be in my life, and that is okay. And that's actually better, because sometimes there's opportunities and things for me that are actually a better match, because there's things that I still need to learn that I will discover in those new opportunities, friendships, relationships. And yeah, that creates space for surprise, it creates openness, and it helps you move on very quickly, especially when you can learn from that situation and see it as a positive thing, whereby rejection isn't really a thing, it's really more a protection for you, your energy, and to create space for you in the things in your life that actually fit you better than you may have known in that moment. So, see you in the next one. Bye.